for these thought-provoking questions. Let me start from the last question from Chinwe, my friend. Why is government interested in developing and opening up parts of Ebonyi State? Why is government interested in creating an environment that will bring about investment, that will trigger industrialization, that will bring about wealth creation, job creation, that will bring about self-reliance and self-sufficiency and even food sufficiency? I leave it for you. But let me say further that the governor of Ebonyi State is very systematic in his approach to development. He takes infrastructure and human capital development as a twin development process that must take place simultaneously in order for us to have a prosperous and egalitarian society. Having said that, come to talk of empowerment. Under this year, the 2021 budget, the government of Ebonyi State did prioritize issue of human capital development. And that is why education, health, human capital development, three of these, including agriculture, are at the priority list in the 2021 budget. Programs are beginning to be rolled out in addition to what was done in the previous years. I am an authority in this regard. I was a commissioner for human capital development. I can, even while I'm sleeping, if you call upon me, I will tell you the robust programs we have really carried out. Just a couple of days ago, a very nationally recognized organization made what we call job creation index in the whole of the 5 states of the Southeast. You know what happened? Ebonyi State came second. This was happening 2 days ago. Their newest release on job creation index. And so it is neither here nor there. You may not understand. When you go to another state, you will understand that we are better off, much better off, happier, and we look more promising. And that's why we can see that even a state that was the most neglected, today we have just removed our cloud of inferiority complex. See, Chinwe, when I go out, I feel happy to talk to even the governor of Lagos, to ask anybody, come and see what we have done in Ebonyi State. That alone makes me to be very, very healthy. It makes me to have satisfaction. I don't go hungry when I look at this. That all of a sudden Ebonyi could be at the apex of development index compared to other states. And that's why it looks so promising and robust and beautiful too, because you're in Ebonyi State. Let me end it there. But let me say that infrastructure is very critical for human capital development, because you need to create the environment. And that's what government has done. Everywhere is a construction site. People go about their businesses. Let me tell you how you know that you are not hungry compared to other states. One, criminality rate, apart from communal crisis, which you did mention here, land matters that are really part of our culture, part of our tradition. Apart from that, crime rate in Ebonyi, it is said to be the lowest according to IGP's crime record. Do you know why? Everybody's busy. A commissioner in Ebonyi State goes about his business, drives himself, speaks with everybody, because you feel that you are really doing your work. If the governor is moving around, people hail him. Nobody tries to throw pure water on him, because people are seeing performance. When all of these things are done, it will trigger industrialization. Who does this industrialization? It is the investors. Government is not a good businessman. It's investors that will bring about industrialization, job creation, and all of that. So let me stop it there. But I will invite you to look at the index of Ebonyi State in education. In JAMB records, I told you that somebody from Ohahuku, in all the local government areas in Nigeria, somebody from Ebonyi State, from Ohahuku, became the best student in medicine and surgery under Governor Mahe in 2017. Now, a local government in Ebonyi State was said to have the highest number of people that gained admission under Governor Mahe in the whole Nigeria, and that is equal local government. Look at equal local government. And that's one of the impact of the FUNAI. Of course, the Vice Chancellor to mention this too. You may not understand. I invite you, Chinwe, to go to the nearest state. Stay there 1 week. I'll pay for your allowance. Stay there 1 week and come back and tell me the impression. So having said that, let me go to blueprint. Truth must be told, no matter whose ox is God or whose spade is in the garden. Let me tell you one thing. If you ask me about the national chairman of PDP, I'll tell you. Would you tell me? Would you tell me the national chairman of APC? Would you tell me the president of Nigeria? Would you tell me the former president? It is a common thing that as an individual that is eating, more so an educated person like you need to know who is the chairman of PDP in Ebonyi State. And I told you as a lawyer, I have much more advantage than you do, because I know that the judgment of the court is something that you cannot controvert. It stands like something is very pure until contrary is spoken by the court. There is no faction of PDP. And whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm APC, whether I'm any other party, I should know who is the chairman of APUGA in Ebonyi. Come on, let us be commonsensical. This is very commonsensical. Now, Uche, the report on promotion of civil servants. And of course, they received a report from the chairman of the State Civil Service Commission and a report from the Committee of Permanent Secretaries on Promotion in Ebonyi State. And the ESCO therefore resolved to set up a committee on promotion that will review their submissions. Of course, that committee is a standing committee that's made up of the head of service and the chairman of the Civil Service Commission. So their duty will be to review the submissions made by the two committees earlier set up and make appropriate recommendation to the Executive Council for consideration. Now, further on development, ESCO considered and approved the bill for the construction of a twin flyover bridge at Amasri at a cost of 933 million naira. You can see how modest our cost is. ESCO also further looked at a proposal for the construction of airport flyover and gave time for further evaluation of the bill submitted. And conversion by the principle of civil service does depend on availability. Availability in terms of vacancy, and when there is no vacancy, the principle of promotion and in some cases conversion does not apply. It can apply in principle. It may not be active in the sense that the consequential financial attachment may not apply until and unless there is vacancy. In this case, ESCO did rightly and righteously set up first committee made up of permanent secretary to look at the issues of promotion in the state over the years. And also this setup, the Civil Service Commission as a committee to really also look into this. They did make their submissions to Executive Council, and that was considered today. And ESCO, in order to be very, very thorough in its work, decided that a further state committee made up of a head of service, chairman of Civil Service Commission, should sit and look at the nitty-gritty of the submissions of these two committees and come up with findings and recommendations that will help ESCO to endorse necessary promotion issues for the good of the civil servants. Come to talk of it, the governor of Ebonyi State and the administration of our dear governor believes that the best way to go is not to continue to inject by way of employment civil servants to cluster everywhere, but to really make civil servants to be productive, to raise their capacity through training and retraining, through different capacity buildings, which government has religiously done under this administration. Now, further to this, the governor and government of Ebonyi State, they also emphasize the issue of green collar job. That is what is called second address scheme, which we have said here and always that no matter the minimum wage that is approved by federal and state government, it is not enough, never enough to satisfy the economic needs, the social needs of the civil servants. What is the alternative that is very credible? That alternative is to really take advantage of the green collar program scheme, that is second address scheme,